What's up, guys? Softube has released an officially licensed Engl Savage MKII Suite for Amp Room, featuring both the 120 and 60 watt versions of the Savage MKII amp heads, plus 5 meticulously captured Engl cabinets with movable microphones, all the way from 2x12s up to double XL 4x12s. Also included in this Amp Room suite is a brand new versatile boost pedal, a low-end compressor pedal to tame those low-end palm mute chugs, and a stereo delay and a reverb pedal. I hope you liked my short demo song in the beginning. Let's head over to the DAW and check it out in detail. Alright, so I have an instance of Amp Room loaded up here in my DAW. And this is how it looks when you load it up. For you who are not familiar with the layout of Amp Room, you have all your available amps down here. You see your signal chain down here where the pre-pedals or boosts first, the amp itself, cabinet section, which has a dual cab loader situation like this, where you have a bunch of different microphones and blend options and so forth. Post FX, and also a post EQ section down here. Up here you have an input level, a gate, a left stereo or right mono input selector, a tuner, and a switch between the suite mode or the studio mode, which looks like this, where you have a quick overview and not the entire look of the amp, but the selection for individual channels and or your pre-FX or boost and a post-FX section over here. So it's a quick overview. And back to suite mode like this. And lastly, you have an output volume. And up here you have a preset browser where you can save your own presets or use the presets that are included. There are great starting points and that you can build off of. But let's take a look at the star of the show. The Engl Savage MKII heads, the 120 version and the 60 watt version here. Looks really killer. GUI looks exactly like the real one. So it looks really inspiring to start chugging away. The setup of the amps are 4 channels. You have a clean, crunch 1 and 2, and a lead with individual gain knobs for each channel. A lot of different buttons here that you can switch on and off that gives you different tonalities for each channel. An EQ section here and 2 presence and master knobs, which you can switch like this. And all this together gives you huge tonal control. And you can further adjust the tones by using the different cabs that are included. And down here you can see the cabs that are included in the Engl suite. It's a 2x12, a retro tube 4x12, a standard 4x12, a pro 4x12. This one is a slanted version, and this one is a straight cab. And lastly, you have the double XL straight 4x12 cab. And as you can see, the settings on the left and right side are the same. So if we take a look at the left side here, you can see all the microphones that are available, your current mic positioning. You can set it to distance and how you want it to be angled. So that's really cool. And down here you have a resonance slider, a punch gain knob, a low cut, tone slider, and a punch frequency, and if you want it to be phase aligned. Up here you have a pan slider for each cab, left, right, or center. You can just alt click if you're on a PC, and it goes back to default settings. Solo, mute, and phase flip button here. And here you have either the switch between the blend knob, or blend slider should I say, or if you want separate volume control like this. Alt click it, goes back to default. So that's really handy. And as I said, the right side settings are the same as the left side. So you can set different microphone positioning for each cab like this and use different types of microphones for each cab. So it's really cool. All right, so how does it sound? Let's keep the settings like this. 50-50 blend for these each cabs, both with an SM57. Microphone placement like this, no fancy pantsy here. Let's move over to the amp, and the pre-boost section is disengaged here. Here you have, just to mention, the new Sleipner boost and the Midgårdsormen low-end comp here, which I'll go through quickly in a while. And post effects section, you can see here as well the stereo delay and the Doom Search reverb, which is included. And the post EQ, sorry, looks like this. Nothing fancy as well. You can just put this to 0 with a slight cut here. We can take that all the way back. So without any boost or just everything at noon, this is how it sounds with the 120 watt version. Yeah, sounds pretty good if I can say so myself. That's pretty clean low end actually, even though I don't have any boosts engaged in this one. Nice grainy gain to it. It sounds really good, and I think the possibilities to shape the tones even further are really vast in this one. And so let's just quickly go through the different channels and see how they sound, hear how they sound, with just all the buttons over at noon. Starting off with the clean. Yeah, nice clean sound there. How about the crunch? Yeah, nice broken up crunch tone there. How about crunch 2? A bit more gain to that one, of course. And lastly, the lead, which you've heard, but it sounds like this. Yeah, so those are the 4 channels here. Let's keep it at lead and see if we can adjust the gain and the EQ or any of the other buttons here and see if we can shape the tone a bit. So let's check it out. As you can hear, a huge difference just by pressing a button here. sounds really good. Let's move over to the cab. If we can just shape the tone a bit more by just switching up the mics, blending it different, see if we can do something there before we head over to the boost section. So let's check it out. So that's really cool way just to use the different microphones and different cabs here as an EQ basically to shape the tone even further and match it with the guitar, or of course in the mix as well. Shouldn't do this only in solo when doing the mix, but for just finding a tone that you want, a mix of the different cabs and different microphones are really good way. So you don't get stuck on using just the tones on the amp itself or post or pre-EQ, just the cab, which does a huge difference to the tone, of course. Let's keep it at this. I really like the tones that I got from using the double XL, a bit more blend, and with a slightly angled SM57 on this cab, and also slightly angled SM57 on the other cab here. So before we move on, let's just check out how the 60 watt version sounds in comparison to the 120 watt. So with all the buttons at noon, let's hear how the difference sounds. Yeah, a bit more muffled in the low end section for the 60 watt version, according to my ears anyway. I'm not sure how you hear it, but sounds pretty similar, but slightly more muffled low end. So let's check out the pre-FX section here, where I have the boost and the low end comp loaded up but not engaged, and see if we can shape the tone even further, saturate the tone into the amp, make it scream even more. I'm gonna switch between the different characters here so you can hear what they do to the sound and adjust the amount and so forth. So let's just shut up and start tweaking. Yeah, there you go. It's done. Now let's keep tweaking it. How come you always end up tremolo picking when you hear a sound like that, when you hear the classic chainsaw sound, huh? I don't know. Is this just me, or am I too Swedish? Let's keep going. Yeah, so here's where it's at for me anyway, for this pedal. It cleans up the low end even further and pushes the amp in the front end and makes it really nasty sounding. I really like how this one sounds. Let's check out the low end comp and see if we can use that to tighten up the tone without the boost engaged. Let's just fiddle around with the knobs here and hear what it does. I really like how this one sounds. It's a pretty transparent low end comp if you don't push the lows out, of course, up to max. But can really tighten up the low end and make it a bit more even. So I really like that. But this one I really felt that gave me the tones that I was looking for, more aggressiveness into the amp. So I really like that one. Alright, lastly, let's just check out the post-FX section here with the Särimner stereo delay and the Doom Search reverb. Starting off with the delay, and I'm gonna engage the reverb as well and twist some knobs, and you can hear what they do to the sound. So let's check them out. Nice stereo delay there. You should definitely wear some headphones or use some speakers to really hear the difference for this one, of course. Let's move over to the reverb and check out how that one sounds. Put it back to mono for this one first. So let's put them together and see if we can create some cool lead tone to this one. Let's put it to stereo. Yep, so that's the Engl Savage MKII 120 and 60 watt suite for Amp Room. It's a killer sounding addition to the Amp Room collection, and I urge you to check it out. I've tried out a bunch of different Engl amp sims throughout the years, and I have to say this is by far the best sounding Engl amp sim that I've tried. And with the huge variations of tone settings, a killer sounding boost section, and amazing sounding cab sections with pretty much endless possibilities of microphones and speaker combinations, I think this is an amazing suite that will definitely fit all your needs. So check it out now at softube.com. I hope you like this demo, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer. And also let me know what you think about this amp sim so we can have a conversation about it. And if you want to support me, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I release a new video. Put a thumbs up to this one, it really matters to me. And until the next one, see you later.